Hey everyone, I'm Angie Hartzell. How are you? Welcome to Anxiety to Aligned. This is the channel to show you how to live your best life through your true self. So welcome, and today we're going to talk about money. Money is one of those things that is just like a heavy burden for so many of us. It's one of those things that we feel like we're always playing catch up and we can never have enough, or if we do have enough, it's like it's not distributed evenly, and there's always something coming up about money. And one thing that was extremely hard for me to grasp in my life was knowing that money and why it comes to and why it leaves you and how it shows up and how often it shows up and how long it stays and all of the reasons around money and the ways of money, all centered from who I was at my core and how I was showing up in my life and serving my best self in my life to keep the money around and to show everyone in my life that I can live my true life and be happy and have money. And it doesn't have to be this walk of, fake it till you make it, or being a person that I'm not, or living a life that is completely not who I am to have money. And the biggest thing for me is the struggles. The struggles of money are so heavy and so hard to overcome when we're stuck in our own heads, right? And the whole idea of the money is that it's energy, it's movement, it's ebb and flow, and it's everything about who we are at our core level and how we show up to serve ourselves and others in this lifetime, and how money will come in when those types of things show up. And it was a big misconception of how I was both brought up and the world that I lived in, and all of the conforming and programming and all of the heavy things in life that were guiding me and that I thought I was supposed to pay attention to, that I thought was going to bring me money. You hear words like you have to work harder, you have to show up more, you have to do things a certain way, you have to, in the olden days, it was like, you have to get married and then you have to live together, and, you have to have a kid and then buy a house and have a retirement, But the world has changed greatly because the world is going through quite a bit of darkness, but at the same time, there's so much light to be seen. And also with the light being seen, there's ascension happening. There's people who are waking up and stepping into a world that they know they're supposed to be living, because we are all here for a purpose. And some people die with their souls never even touching their purpose, and some people die with living their full purpose. And when you truly show up for yourself, you tap into who you are at your absolute core, and you bring more and more of that into your life, and you step into that and you walk through that and you make that your life, and you say no to anything that doesn't serve you. That's when the money shows up. And you might look at certain people in your life and you might be like, well, they have money because they worked for it. Yes, they may have worked for it, but it may have been that they literally were given the path to take that serves their greatest good. There's so many people out there that are making money they're so heart-centered, and everything that they believe and that they want in their life is behind all of the money that's coming to them. But then you also have the people who they just kind of step into money, and money just kind of comes to them, from, maybe family or whatever. But the truth is, they're going to slip up, and they're not going to have money constantly. And even if they have money constantly, if it's not serving them, they're lacking in other areas of their life. The whole goal about having money is to have money as part of your balance. It's not your money. It's not money that is for you. It's money that is here to serve you, that'll allow you to serve others and step into a life of more. When you step into a life of more, you find that you have more balance. You've already said no to what is no longer serving you, such as too much fear, anxiety, anger, frustration, hate. like all of those heavy things, those things that show up in our lives every single day, and how we can kind of break away from those things and step into what it is that we're here to do on this earth. And when that happens naturally, the money just starts showing up, and it stays. It stays as long as you're in what's called alignment. And alignment is the key area here. Alignment is also balance. So in the everyday world where you might not know about spiritual terms, you would think it might be called balance, right? So you want to have happiness with yourself, happiness with your family, happiness in your everyday life and your choices, right? You want to have peace of mind, and you also want to have money. You want to have money that brings you things. But the truth is that when you start to live a completely aligned life, a balanced life, knowing that the money is not yours is the biggest overcoming for some of us. But then once we step into that, it's like, wow, my energy, my ability to uplift my energy level and get into a higher vibration brings more into my life that I love. Like just randomly, you meet a person that totally clicks with you, and you guys might start a business venture, or you just randomly hear something that you absolutely needed to hear. You've been waiting for an answer, and you hear it, and you go to that website, or you go to that person, or you have that conversation, and something just clicks and comes together. Money is earned. Yes, it is. It is earned. However, what if I said that there's two ways to earn money? There's ways to wake up every single day and step into just who you are and who you are meant to be, and everything kind of comes at a nice, easy pace. It's not that the whole journey is easy, but the money will come easier when you have what's called inspired action. When you take inspired action, meaning that you wake up and you're like, you know what? I know what I need to do today. I know exactly what I need to do today. It doesn't matter what was already on my calendar. It doesn't matter what anyone was talking to me about doing today. It's what I know I need to do today, and I'm going to wake up and do it. You know, and it's just like this video. This video is inspired action. I have an entire spiritual entourage. I have my spirit guides, God, my angels, my healers. I have the archangels. I have all of these ancestors and all of these wonderful beings of light that show me the way to my true self. And when I step into my true self, such as this video, it literally allows me to show people and myself that money is just energy. And when I show up for myself and I show up for all of you, money will just come to me. And it doesn't come to me without action. That's the piece that people miss. You know, there's all of these things out there about manifesting and being your, living your best life through just knowing what you want and thinking about it and visualizing it. But there's a big piece of that you have to take action. And it might be just like an inkling on your heart that you need to get up and do something, but you fight it because you have a schedule to keep, or you have something that you promised somebody that you had to do that day, or, whatever it may be. And the truth is, you fumble your way through life when you're not living through your true self. You literally do. You pick and choose when you want to be your true self and when you don't. And that really causes problems when it comes to having everything that you want, including money, because there's no consistency there, right? There's no knowing and trusting that knowing, no matter how anybody else in your family or your friend circle or whoever you're answering to in your physical world, no matter how any of that feels, you still get up and walk in your true self. And that's how you live a beautiful, balanced life with inspired action, not just action that you're like, I need to get up and do this today. Well, who's telling you need to? Like, I really don't like the words need to, because it feels extremely heavy, but also with it feeling heavy, it just feels like a push, right? Like you're being pushed to do something a certain way. And the truth is, when you have inspired action, you wake up and you just know. You go about your day, and halfway through the day, you just know. And later on in your day, you just know. Right? So you just know what you need to be doing. And it feels weird at first. It feels super weird at first. You're just like, what is this feeling? Why am I being pushed? Well, truth be told, you're watching a video right now on YouTube, and my push from my spiritual entourage, as I call them, was to start a YouTube channel to help women, specifically women, but I could help anybody, go from their anxiety, their depression, their worry, their fear, their addiction, all of the heavy things, the heaviness of stress, the heaviness of life, and my own story, anger, and break free from that. Break free from that and know who you are and show up every single day for you and live for you and make choices for you and put boundaries up for you and do all of those things. And when you do all of those things, you find out that money just shows up for you. But you have to continue to take that inspired action. So I want to thank you so much for listening to me today, because this was a really big video for me to do, to talk about the money story, my money story of living in lack. And I'll get into that more in another video, really in depth of my story. But to give you a tidbit, I live in lack every single day of my life when I'm not aligned. When I choose to listen to people like my husband, my family, other people, when I make the choices that other people are like, Angie, you should do this. Angie, you should this. Finally, I had this conversation one day with both my husband and my mom on different days. And I was like, listen, here's the deal. I'm not going to get just this basic job. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm supposed to be helping other people. My mission on this earth is to show women how to pull out of all of the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the heaviness, that entire tornado that takes us down, and to live more true to themselves. So if you want to find out more about me and what I do, if you want to work with me, head over to my website, qualityoflifematters.com. I can help you with so many things there. And I want to just let you know that I see you, I hear you, I am you, and we're going to walk this life together. All right? So much love to you. Bye.